Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Project Winter. This game was developed and published by Other Ocean Group and Interactive and released on February 4th, 2021 for a price of $19.99. So, what is Project Winter? Project Winter is an 8-player game where 2 people take on the role as traitors and 6 players as survivors, and your goal is to try to escape. Survivors try to escape and survive, while you have the traitors trying to cause all the mayhem they can possible to kill everybody. Now, a couple notable things to discuss in the game that I want to bring right off the bat. If you do pick up the game, this game relies heavily on voice communication. If you don't like to talk in games, Project Winter is probably not the game for you. Now, when you first dive into the game, a lot of people that I know and friends of mine, and as well as myself, ran into some audio issues. You need to make sure you have your headset settings kind of established to operate properly in the game. So you may need to change the VoIP receive volume and VoIP send volume up. This will allow people to hear you better and for your voice to project louder, as well as you may just have to select the right voice chat output device. You can test your mic as well, and you can also set it to voice activated or push a button to talk. It's very important in how the game works. So I'm going to quickly join into a game here. And I'm not talking in the review, so I'm not going to be super helpful for my team, but I do want you to at least see the role, see how the game plays. So you load into a lobby here. You do have character customization. You can design your character in a ton of different ways, stat tracking in the game, all kinds of things you can do, as well as unlockables in the game. Now, there aren't really microtransactions, but there is the option to buy a additional DLC pack that gives you one more game and an option to buy a kind of higher tier crate in the game. They do all their unlocks basically by earning like currency system from playing the game based on how well your performance is. You'll be able to then buy crates. They range in value all the way up to 10,000 coins, or like these special little Project Winter currencies to buy specific items. Now, the items in the shop greatly vary on what's available in the game, as well as the crates give you anything from past drops. So, even stuff well before the Xbox releases, the game's been out in testing on PC for quite a while. So, any of those neat little items you'll be able to grab, you'll see my character here when it eventually loads in, wearing a scuba tank. So the main premise of the game, you start in this little lodge, you're given an objective board here that tells you what you need to do, and then you work as a team to try to complete your global task. You have 30 minutes or less depending on the game mode you choose, and you just basically scavenge and try to survive while trying to use your deductive reasoning to determine if somebody you want to work with is a good guy, a bad guy, if your life's in danger, or really whatever you might try to do. Now, as you can see in the lobby in here, we're not really got people talking, so we're going to have to use a lot of our, ingenuity here to really see how they play and act. Do we have people that are working together as in a team to complete objectives, or are these lone stragglers who might be traitors running out to do their own thing? Now, the survivors have ability to explore and work together, where the traitors, they can ignore objectives and go find special boxes just for themselves to navigate throughout the game. You pick up resources and come back to your main cabin here, and you can craft things. You have an overall health bar at the top, as well as a hunger meter and like a temperature meter as well. If those drain down, you start to lose your overall health, and you'll start to die. But one thing that's kind of cool is if you do die in the game, you can still spectate, and there are a couple options to, gather some stuff and kind of work as a team. You can slow down other characters. You can help the good guys, keep them alive, feed them, give them warmth. Or, you can just watch or honestly just quit and leave the game. It does have a little bit of a steep learning curve. There is a little bit of a tutorial that is presented into the game, but the nuances of really knowing what to do with all the various objectives in the game will take you a couple game sessions to go through. If you guys would like to see us make kind of like a tutorial walkthrough guide on really how to play and perform those special kind of techniques and abilities in the game, let us know down in the comments. We'll be happy to help give you a hand. Um, even from my experience, it took about 4 or 5 games to really get going. Now, one thing that is kind of cool and you have to be cautious about is you can share resources, but if you pick up things that might seem sketch, such as poison, as you can see here in my inventory, that's pretty much something a trader would do. Now, I'm an innocent guy, but to be honest, I can do anything I want. I can come in here, I can make traitorous goods, I can, just not be a good person overall, or I can honestly just keep working it out. When I'm often playing in my play group, I seem to get, I don't know, succumb to people wanting me to do things a certain way. I usually gather food, but I'm never one to hesitate from my friends saying so and so is really sketchy and starting to just kill everybody in the group, even when maybe they're innocent. Now, another cool little aspect as you play the game, if somebody is killed, you can put on their clothes. You can act like them. So just because you saw somebody in a game and they're good right now, they might not be good then, because they might not be who they are. And that's where the game relies heavily on voice audio, because if that player was talking and really talkative before and now they're not talking, they might not be talking because they're trying to deceive you. So there's all kinds of fun and unique ways you can play, as well as down to just tracking and hunting people. As you can see, we all make footstep paths as we run around, so you might follow trails and see who's wandering off. Is somebody doing something really shady? Do you tell the group? Or do you investigate it all on your own? Maybe you need to run out into the wild and try to find some neat supplies, or if you're a trader here, there's these crates and you can devise devious plans. Now, while the survivors are doing their own thing, the traders have their own kind of advantage as well. I wish you could see it here on screen, but they have something called radios. Now, you can craft radios and have communications throughout the map, but outside of that, if you're not directly next to a player, you cannot hear them talk. So you have to work together. So as you can see, there's this guy here beating somebody up. We don't know why, but maybe they're just doing their own thing. So, we're going to come in here and just clean this guy up. And then what I'm going to try to do here, if this guy will stop attacking me. Looks like the whole group is turning on me. This is often a thing that'll happen. So maybe I'm going to drop some food here and get this guy to get sick. So if you notice, I poisoned that food earlier, but if he eats it, he's going to go down and die. And it's going to be pretty funny. So let's see if he starts eating. Okay, it looks like the rest of the group is kind of leaving me alone. So we're going to sit and just try to take this. But really the way the game works is you kind of do your own thing. Figure out how you want to play. Do you get killed? It looks like they're going to take me out here. Honestly, I take myself out too. I'm not talking, communicating, and I just walked up and started beating a guy down. The irony is this isolate guy here on my game, he's going to probably die from eating the poison food I dropped. But really, how you play is entirely up to you. It is a really fun game. It's even better if you have a ton of friends to play. But if you don't, I highly encourage you checking out the Looking for Group feature, or even joining the game's Discords. There's tons of players in the actual Project Winter Discord, always looking for people, so it's pretty neat to see. Overall, though, if I had to give the game any type of a rating, because of the steep learning curve, and if you're very unfamiliar with kind of survival-based detective-style games, it's going to be a little hard of a step to walk into. We're going to back out of the game here just so I can showcase a little bit of that store that I was talking about, but if I'm giving the game any type of rating, I'm going to give Project Winter a nice 8 out of 10. I think the game does a pretty good job of getting new players in, adapting to the genre, especially on console. We don't really have anything like this, but I think this tutorial could be fleshed out a lot better. I love the character customization with all the items you can unlock. The stat tracking is awesome. On a side note for that as well, stat tracking works here with all the achievements, so you can continue to grind everything out on your own, or you can go the short way out and get a group of 8 and kind of work on things if you want. I love that the game doesn't support microtransactions, at least at this time. Like I said, there is the DLC pack, but it's not microtransactions. And the reward progression is pretty cool. As you unlock your points, you can buy crates and get better gear as you go. And then there's also these kind of like challenge option progression systems where you can get unique gear and spend those kind of currency points that you unlock on whatever you want. But outside of that, guys, if you enjoyed this review, want to check out the game for yourself, give us a thumbs up on the video. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, if you want to download the game, there's a link for it down in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will catch you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.